All right. So I decided yesterday that I was changing how I'm going to do the Bible. I'm just going to call this one Raw Bible with Will. I'm going to go over everything. This is not designed for kids in any way, shape, or form. Please, if you're under the age of 18, go get your parent. Or if you are over the age of 18, uh, listen in. Why not? You might learn something, right? I'm going to make the Bible a little more fun for us anyway. Because I look at this as one of the most hilarious books that has ever been written. I don't mean that in like I disbelieve it. I believe the Bible. I believe all of the Bible. I just think it's hilarious how many people are fighting over it because it's not that hard to understand. If you just want to sit down and read it and be willing to admit you were wrong, maybe your parents were wrong, doesn't matter, man. We can all get closer to God today. That's the point, right? So in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was void and without form, and the darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved on the face of the waters, right? So there's our demonstration of where God is, Spirit of God. So God is, like they say, that He's a three-part. He's a Trinitarian, right? Well, not, eh, eh. God's spirit energies everything and everything around us. If you take an atom, right? You take an atom as we've defined, and we showed you in school what atoms are, right? So if you take an atom and you break it down, you're going to get the electron, protons, and neutrons. You break that down even farther, you're going to get quartz particles. Quartz particle is light, literally just light. So if you break down matter enough, you get light. So because of the electrical connection in the electric universe, which will actually be shown to prove out over the Big Bang Theory, because the Big Bang Theory is a fallacy that actually just proves creationism anyway. So I can explain that too, because Christopher Hawking said, theoretically, it all is like a big machine that was put together and then unwounds over time. Yeah, that's because it's creation. It was made. Like, of course it was. It's like, and in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, right? He created the sky, the nothing, and the planet. At that time, there was no stars, there was nothing else. He created us, and then He created the heavens. And then the physis of Him, and then God said, let there be light. So all matter is vibrating at a specific frequency, right? And those particles are light. And God said, let there be light. And those particles were light. And then He said, made the darkness and separated the darkness from the light so that we are in the light. We can see all around us. There's darkness, but there's light. That's vision, right? You can see it more than you can hear vibration. You can see vibration too through the reflective lens of quartz, which is the little tiny bits in your eyeball that allow you to reflect light and have the vision within the brain. You're going to tell me that that just happened naturally. Well, I guess it did after God let it. If you make sense, if you think about it, right? And so, and the water, and He divided light, that it was good. He divided it from the darkness, right? Because the darkness wasn't good. Okay, and then the God said, let the firmament be in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Now, at this point, we had a different atmosphere. I believe, personally, there's a lot of stuff. I can't go into too much about what the firmament actually was, because some people are going to say we're living in a glass bubble still. I think that there's a possibility before the flood that we could have had a large bubble that contained our atmosphere within us that was predominantly made of water. Now, I think that that cracked when an asteroid hit our planet, and then we went into, like, an ice age and some other fun stuff. Now, He called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. Now, the firmament being heaven, there was three heavens described in the Bible. There's the heaven, the dwelling place of God, and then there's the heavens where the stars and stuff are, and then there's the heavens, which were the atmosphere of earth. So He called it heaven, in the morning and the evening were the second day. And God said, let the waters under heaven be gathered together under one place, and let dry land appear. And it was so. And then He called the dry land earth, or land, right? That translation of the word earth was land. We didn't have a word for earth back when this book was written. It was just land. They didn't know the circle was a ball, right? It was one of the perks of when God does talk to you, and you can ask me a question. You can ask me a question. I'll answer it honestly, to the best of my ability. He gives me a lot more answers than you would think. And God said the dry land was earth, and He gathered together in the waters He called seas, and God saw it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, and herb yielding seed, and the fruit yielding seed after its kind. And those whose seed is in itself and on the earth, and it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb, yielding seed after its kind, and then fruit whose seed was in itself after its kind, and God saw that it was good. So He created all the vegetation for us, right? Now that's how He literally made that for us. Now He also made animals for us as well. But right here it's going to go, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven, and divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, for the days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, and the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw it was good. And in the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly, and move every creature that hath, and the fowl that may fly above the earth, and open the firmament of heaven. And the open firmament of heaven. Right? And God created great whales, and every living creature that moveth on the waters, and brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the fowls multiply in the earth. In the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And then God said, let there bring forth every living creature, kind, cattle, creeping thing, and every beast of the earth after its kind. And it was so. And God said, let the beast of the earth after his kind, cattle, and everything that creepeth on the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us make man. Now this is an important part here, right? God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and let them have fowl over the air, and cattle, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and every creeping thing that creepeth on the earth. Now, right there, 26, Genesis 26. That is showing God's intention, right? His original intention was for humanity to be like God, right? It's one of my favorite verses, because later on, after the serpent beguiles Adam and Eve, and gets her to eat of the tree of which God has said not to eat, which, by the way, that's sex, guys. Come on, you can't figure that out. It might have been represented originally by eating of the fruit of a tree and was told no, and then they had sex later, which was also eating of the forbidden fruit. I mean, come on, it's not hard. And I'm not saying this to be sexualized. I'm just saying that they decided to create something. They decided to be like gods, knowing of good and evil, and create something in and of themselves, right? So it's not rocket science. And then God blessed the guy, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, have dominion over the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over everything that moveth on the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb, every bearing seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree which the fruit of the tree yielding seed to you shall be for meat. And for every beast of the earth, and every fowl of the air, and everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given you every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything that he made, and behold, it was very good, and exceeding in the morning of the second day. Okay, so God created everything, and he made it all for humanity, right? Now, that's actually, he put this right here, he put all this creation in our trust, right? He did it with Adam, and through his descendants, we have to take care of this which God has given us, right? So that doesn't mean that I'm going to go hugging trees and stuff, okay? Like, I like animal. I love nature. I love forestry. I'd love to own my own land one day. Right now, I'm on the struggle bus, right? But I'm trying to follow what I believe God wants me to do as best as I can, regardless of the ramifications in this world. And if you have a problem with that, well, I'm sorry. You can hold that resentment against me if you want, but I don't really care. I think God wants me to preach his word. I think that he wants me to explain to people the differences and the mistakes that they're making, and have me learn from others as well. I'm not infallible. I'm not perfect. But he wants me to do those things. And in a combination with actually doing those things, he's also wanting me to, like my goals and dreams. He's changing those for me. I used to be a really greedy, selfish bastard. Now, I want to own at least 10 acres of land. I'd like some of it to be wooded. I want to own a garden, raise a couple of, I like to raise lamb, and have a home for my family. And if you think that that's a lot to ask for any human being, I don't care what country they're in, that they have a home, they take care of their family and garden, and try to raise their own food. If you think that's bad, please leave a comment. Let me talk to you about it. Why that's not bad, and why that's probably the only thing that can save civilization, be it Western or Eastern, is if we all come together to help each other, and then stay apart only when with our families, to go back out and help each other to the point that we cannot know where our families end and our friends begin. But anyway, I know this is a long one, guys. They're all going to be pretty long coming out now, but I love y'all. Thanks for coming out.